Thank you so much. That's our Riley Birdwell doing a phenomenal job out there, making sure people can know what to expect when they wake up here this morning. But I'm here with Attorney General Tim Griffin, and we were just talking about how all this kind of unfolded yesterday, and you really wanted to give a big shout out and praise to our meteorologists, just doing a phenomenal job, giving you the information that you needed, that you felt was necessary to protect you and your family.
Yeah, I mean, obviously first responders, and we got a lot of heroes out there, but the technology that meteorologists have these days is unbelievable. They can really just tell people almost block by block.
Yep.
And you can't overstate how important that is to inform people and let them get out of the way. And when you can, look at a map, like yesterday, I was up in the Heights area with my kids. We took shelter. The alarms kept going on. They go off, go on. We don't have shelter really in our home. We don't have a low spot really, no basement. So we went to a neighbor's. Alarms went off, came back outside. My 5-year-old, my 13-year-old, my 15-year-old, and her friend, my wife, was not with us. She was at a store. And alarm went off again. So finally, I just started listening to meteorologists at where it was tracking. They said it's coming to the Heights. So I got in the car, and I could see our blue dot on the radar. I could see where the storm was, and I just started driving east. Got down Cantrell Hill, parked in the Episcopal parking lot across from Dillard's. We could see the storm, but I mean, that meteorologists really just play an important role. There's so many people play important roles here, but the ability to know exactly where that thing was going, I think that's a huge part of why we didn't have more lives lost than we did, because the damage is just devastating. I first went to Kamak Village as soon as it ended, and there was a lot of structural damage there, trees down, massive old oak trees just right on houses.
And you were telling me this, and one thing that you told me earlier that really stuck out as you're seeing all this, it was at a point in time where you had to look at your security cameras just to see if your house was still standing.
Yeah. So one of my daughters was just crying, and we were waiting to see what was happening. And so I knew it had hit near the neighborhood. I didn't know exactly how, but was able to see on the camera that we still had a camera and it was still functioning. But there are a lot of people that weren't that fortunate. And so it went to Kamak, and then got to North Little Rock yesterday and saw more of trees down everywhere, right in the middle of homes. But I'll tell you what really struck me is when I went to sort of Kingwood, Robinwood, the street. I was in the 7,000 block of Richwood in Little Rock, and let me tell you, that was where I saw really high degree of damage, devastation. People showed me videos of watching the storm come in, getting in the floor, praying to the Lord for safety, and then coming out and seeing the damage. My heart just goes out to everybody, and I'm glad to see. I've talked to the folks in Wynn, the mayor, the sheriff, the county judge. What I'm hearing is state police is there in big force, so kudos to the governor on that. National Guard is out in force. So a lot of people, a lot of volunteers. I just got a text from a leader of a Boy Scout troop who said, we want to help, where do we go? And I said, well, look, Emmanuel Baptist is feeding people. Calvary Baptist is sheltering people. It's all hands on deck. And that's the way it is. People taking care of each other.
Yeah, Tim, and as we continue to talk about that, that's just, our natural instinct when we see stuff like that. I've known you for a while, and I know when you said you saw those images or those things in person, it's just heartbreaking, and it's the first thing you want to do is just help. And we're making sure we're doing our part, get the information that people can help. But at the same time, unfortunately, we have to talk about people trying to take advantage of people.
So look, let me mention too, one of the kids' houses we visited is my son's friend from school, and I took my son so he could be there and see it. and understand gratitude
Yep.
for what we have in our safety. But yeah, so there are a lot of unscrupulous people out there. Hopefully not a lot. But there are people who will try to take advantage of you.
What can people do watching right now? You know,
law enforcement's doing a good job keeping an eye out for looters. That's people just basically stealing your stuff. Those goofballs, if we catch them, obviously they're going to be in big trouble. Keep an eye out for that. There are some of those people out there. The scammers who want to take advantage of you because your roof's got a hole in it or whatever. The best thing to do there after you know you're safe is to call your insurance agent.
Okay.
Call that insurance agent, talk to the professionals, because you don't know whether the person that walks up and says, hey, if you give me $500,
yeah,
I'll start tomorrow. Well, you may never see that goofy person again, and they shouldn't be doing that. There will be some of that going on, and so keep an eye out for that. And then on price gouging.
Yep.
We're in a state of emergency. If businesses are paying the same amount for the product, but raise their price anyway, over 10% or over, that's price gouging in this emergency. And we need to know about that. So if you're having trouble with any of this, you can call my office at 501-682-2007. And please report that to us. But be on the lookout for that. Look, 99.9% of Arkansans are loving on each other, helping each other.
Always that.
But you got these people who just look for these opportunities. Just be on the alert.
As you can tell, like I said, I've known him for a while. Very passionate about his Arkansans, fellow Arkansans. And we just want to make sure we do what is necessary to give them the help that they need. So once again, the number to get a hold of him, and he will pick up. I'll tell you that. We'll have that on our websites here at the station. But as you talked about North Little Rock, we're going to go ahead and head out there live right now as Jessica Rank joined us. And it's been unbelievable already this morning, just 2 hours into our broadcast, where people on a Saturday morning, Jessica, with probably this not in their plans, all they want to do is just wake up and help out their neighbors.